I think it's
I don't know who
working.
Morning is, but I'm happy for them. Welcome to the Get Offset Podcast. My name is Andrew, and
my name is Emily, and that threw me off. I forgot to turn it will repeat because I forgot to turn off the repeat feature, but that threw me off, and I forgot to stop repeat.
So for those of you if you're listening, I forgot that I have come into possession of God, I don't even know what to call this. It says Hollywood on it, and it's like the big square with the
little scene cut things that exist so you can sync sound and audio, and also tells you the take information and the scene information. I don't know what those are called.
And I don't have chalk, so I just wrote on a Post-it note and a couple Post-it notes that said production Get Offset, and then the rest of it just says New Year's, because this is indeed the last episode we are releasing in the year of
2020, the year of pestilence and war.
Yeah. This year has been something else. I'm like, look, God, I would let your people go, but I'm not holding anyone hostage. So can you quit it with the 7 plagues?
Dude, like I didn't yesterday I was like, well, maybe I should listen to last year's New Year's episode where we talk about what we want to do in 2020. And I thought maybe I should do myself a favor and not.
Yeah, that's just a recipe for disappointment. More so than it is every year when I make New Year's resolutions and then promptly ignore them.
Surprise! I was going to lose weight. Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
I was losing weight at the end of 2020.
Me too.
I was down to about 200 pounds. It was great.
I lost weight until quarantine, and then I gained some back, and now I'm back to where I started. So that's all I can ask for, really, is that I didn't get the COVID-19 in either respect of. Well, actually, I don't know. I was really sick in February.
I guess if you want to sign up for the antibody testing at UW, which I have considered.
It's not even the antibody. It's the because the antibodies don't even last that long. There's some other test you can get though. But I talked to my doctor. I kind of explained the symptoms, and she's like, "It's not really worth it. It would have literally no benefit to me except like knowing." And I've just gotten very used to not knowing this year. So,
but knowing is half the battle. The other half is surviving it.
Well. Let's just say I've never really seen my husband take more than 1, maybe 2 sick days, and like I've known him since 2011, like the 9 years I've known him. He was in bed for a couple of days in February for whatever the hell we had. A dry, unproductive cough and a fever.
Yeah. You probably had it.
Yeah. I mean, the math works out pretty.
Yeah,
quickly.
I mean, last January, I think while I was at NAM, she was just in bed at her parents for like a week. Just like
your wife.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the whole like sleeping for like 16 hours a day, 103-degree fever, just more or less a potato for 3 days. Yeah.
I mean, the flu was bad. I had my flu shot, and like I've had the flu, and it didn't really.
No.
Like if I had the flu, I think I had the flu after a set of Hold Steady shows last year. After a set of Hold Steady shows, I was just in bed. I was in bed for days. But that felt more like a flu, like the full body aches and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember, so right before NAMM, we had all of that snow hit Seattle.
Oh, right.
My day job paid for me to stay at a hotel for a night or two. That's like right next to work, and then paid for like my limo that's
what it's called. Your car.
My car. They paid for the car to pick me up and take me to work and then back to the hotel and all that good stuff. Which is just because it was a necessary, like I could not go to work, and work was willing to pay for that. So I appreciated it. So I hadn't been at home for a day or two. And then I was like, all right, this is my last shift. And then I'm going home. I'm basically packing my bags. I'm headed to NAMM. It's been great. And I remember coming home and Melissa was just like, I don't feel good. I'm like, no. You're not, I'm not getting sick on my way to my first NAM. Absolutely not.
The little finger cross that you made there really sold that.
No, like I was like, you stay here. I'll be right back. And I went to the store, and this ended up being really fortuitous. Is I bought like several cans of the Lysol spray, a ton of disinfectant wipes, a couple of jugs of hand sanitizer. Because like, no.
Gold.
And there's like, you go to the back room, you stay there. And like, I sanitized the house so I could pack. Oh, Is it coffee time?
Rick's refilling.
I can see him in the reflection of your guitars.
That's really cute.
Hi, Rick.
Andrew says hello. He waves. He doesn't want to be on the podcast ever. I love him.
You should add that to the transcript. Rick waved. Rick poured coffee.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the website, so I don't think that I think I need to move hosts.
Anyways, yeah, so I ended up with all those materials like I disinfected the house, and then I packed. I'm like, all right, Melissa, I'm going to take you to your parents to stay there because you clearly don't feel good.
Yes.
And, with my mom being immunocompromised, it's like, let's get you away from her. And like, we're like already like in a full like tinfoil hat quarantine type mentality. So like I had her, I'm such a terrible husband. But I made her sit in the back seat of the car, like hold like a shirt over her face until we got to her parents and all that.
Listen, sometimes there are times where you just can't let your spouse nor your child or anybody get you sick. And
I get it. It was one of those, like, I've seen Melissa sick several times. I kind of did the whole, like, looked once or twice. I'm like, no, this is different. No. So it's possible that was it. She's half convinced it was. There's no way to know for sure.
There is no way to know.
But it's a wild year because I honestly felt a little bad for treating her really, like, I felt like I was like being overbearing at the time. And I'm like, I feel really justified.
Yeah.
I carried I put like a hand pump jug of hand sanitizer on the outside of my backpack walking around NAM, and people would like walk up and just without asking, just take a couple pumps of hand sanitizer. And
they probably thought that you were like at the Northwest Folklife Festival. There are people who walk around with coffee for the vendors in the morning. They probably just thought you were like, that was your job or something.
Something like that.
Hand sanitizer boy.
Yeah. A couple of people pointed out that was kind of rude for me to do that. I'm like, well, I don't know, guys. Maybe I feel bad, but I don't know.
What's the rude? Like, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of germs.
Telling everyone that they're dirty. I don't know. That was.
You're not telling people they're dirty. You're saying.
Well, in a pre-pandemic world, it was rude. Apparently,
I don't know, but I don't think it was, because every time I go to any sort of festival and there's a booth that has I think UW, whenever they have a booth, they have a little booth, like a little hand sanitizer, like freebie that you can take. And I always take like 2 of them.
Yeah, 1 to drink and 1 for the hands. It's great.
Well, 1 for me and 1 for my husband, but he never uses it, so it ends up kind of becoming for me. But I've loved this quarantine, like, especially when you couldn't find any hand sanitizer. All I had, other than what I was able to pick up at the airport in Dallas, was stuff I got for free from festivals. So.
Yeah, well, we've just had that giant jug sitting by the front door this entire time that's been slowly disappearing. I'm
offended you didn't offer me any.
Mm-hmm.
No, I actually, I was one of those people who, right when the news broke, I did order a 4-pack off of eBay of like the normal hand sanitizers for $10 a bottle.
Yikes!
And I'm like, at the same time, that was only twice as expensive as it was supposed to be, and a lot of people were trying to charge 10 times more. And then I go to the airport in Dallas, and it's literally the only place in Dallas, because we were driving around. We went to CVS's, Targets, like we went to everywhere that we could think to go. And it was all sold out. The only like wet wipes that were still available were in really atrocious odors. So I bought some, and the whole plane smelled like this weird mash of different random ass last choice smells.
But so what's wrong with vanilla eucalyptus?
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was actually what I didn't hate mine, but I know that there are a lot of people who are very sensitive to the smells of orange, including one of my sister-in-law.
I I'm offended by that. I take that personally.
Yeah, but the airport in Dallas was the only place that still had like full-size bottles of hand sanitizer, and it's at the airport, so it's also more expensive. But I think it was only $7 for the whole bottle versus, 10.
Well, all of that to say, it's been a really rough year, and if you're listening to this now, it means you've made it this far. Congratulations. The odds have ever been in your favor. And hopefully we can put this all behind us in the upcoming year. But if I could pivot for a moment.
I'm sorry, and I will want to remember there are a lot of people, a ton of people didn't make it this year, including, I feel very lucky that no one I personally know died, but I do have lots of friends who lost parents and grandparents. Friends, John Prine died this year, and we talked about that when that happened, and he was pretty close to some very close friends of mine, and that just really rocked their world a lot. Adam Scherlinger from I always say that last name right. From Fountains of Wayne, who wrote some of my favorite childhood anthems, including That Thing You Do and some songs on the Josie and the Pussycat soundtrack. And that's not even the beginning of it. And it's been a hard year. And then there are people that I've been fans of that we lost from the opioid epidemic. Justin Townes Earl, Steve Earle's son. I was a big fan and supporter of his music, and he died of something else that he had that was laced with fentanyl. And yeah, it's been a lot of loss. Gosh, I'm just blanking on names because it's so early, but a bluegrass guitarist just died yesterday. Like, it's been, oh gosh, Billy Joe Shaver. Oh, that sucked. Sorry. Yeah.
It's yeah.
Nashville got bombed on Christmas Day.
Yeah, what was
it got a tornado?
Have they given like any sort of update on that? Because I just saw like some of the photos. I'm like, yeah, I saw it was an RV, but like I don't know nothing about intent or anything like that. I haven't.
We'll talk about it later because there's so much we don't know. But I mean, there have been updates.
Sure.
But I don't really want to spread this potential disinformation.
Right.
So yeah, there have been police updates. It's an active investigation, obviously. They think they knew whose RV it was, and if you look at the Google Maps pictures of that person's address, you can see an identical looking RV in the yard. So I think they're going to figure out quickly who did it, but why is going to be an interesting answer. He obviously didn't want to kill anybody, is the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was warning people to get away from the area. So I think he wanted to take out the AT&T building. I'll say that.
Well, we'll find out more.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm officially confused. I have a proposition. I would like to reward our listeners for listening thus far into the episode with some positive vibes.
Yes.
We got to offset these negative vibes.
We got to offset the negative vibes.
How was your Christmas? Oh. Did you get anything exciting?
I got some really cool things. My sister-in-law got me this Dolly Parton book. I haven't really been able to crack it open too much because we were running around Christmas with a 4-year-old who really doesn't like to play it by herself. But it's like this, it's the stories behind her songs, and it's like a lyric book and pictures. And Rick got me the Prince Sign of the Times deluxe box set. It's like 144 songs. It's 13 vinyl records, 13 discs, and a DVD of his famous 1987 New Year's Eve show featuring Miles Davis. So Rick really hit a home run on that one. And in turn, I got him a Nintendo Switch Lite because we've been playing, we have a household Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And we've really been getting into it. And I got the new Pokemon game a few weeks ago, like the newest version of like Pokemon Shield or something. And I was playing it and I was like, oh, Rick likes Pokemon too. So he and I are just kind of trading off. And I want to say it's more fun than I expected it to be to like put the Switch on the TV and like we were taking turns like watching each other play and like we were really getting into it. Like, oh, I'm going to Google this one like so I can help you. And it was like really team effort kind of stuff. So I got him his own Switch. I downloaded Pokemon Sword to it. So he and I spent like after Christmassy things were done. We got home. We were like trading with each other and we were doing these max raid battles together. And it was really, really fun. Like I really have gotten into it. It's just really nice to have something you can do vaguely mindlessly after like the work day. That's not like doom scrolling Twitter. Like
sure.
It's activating different parts of my brain that make me kind of happy instead of like what the hell's happening with the world.
Right. Yeah, definitely doom scrolling has been a problem.
How about you? Did you get anything? Any geary things? I didn't get any gear stuff.
I got a couple of geary type things, but let me start off with saying that my wife is incredible and she knows how much I love orange. And so in my stocking, I got cans of Fanta.
Oh my gosh.
Orange Fanta. They're like really cute. They're 7.5 fluid ounce cans.
So they're like the bar size, like the kind that people like to keep in their bars. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just drinking it for breakfast. It's great.
That's
Can't
awesome.
say it's a great life choice, but there are worse choices to make this year. I got
it's
a very nice orange mechanical pencil. Also, my stocking is a stack of orange Post-it notes that are tied up with orange.
Post-it notes.
Hiding on the tree was a cross stitch that Melissa did.
Oh, that's so cool!
And it's the Fox Cairo
do that.
She can do, I swear, anything. But a whole bunch of pedals and amp and the Fox Cairo logo are all cross-stitched in orange.
It's really cute.
It's incredibly cute. And then, all right.
Go, Melissa. And I was impressed with my gift.
And I'm the recipient of two different art forms here. One is more traditional art and one is more alcohol art. Alcohol art, we'll start with that. Hasn't arrived yet, but it should be arriving soon.
Oh, the Earthquaker Devices
collaboration mead. So this is the Cherry Cheese Quaker Devices session mead.
Nice. I couldn't consume that. I'm allergic to cherries. It makes me sad.
Well, I'm going to consume it gladly, and then I'm going to keep the bottle. Yeah.
You should you should put one of those little olive oil toppers in the bottle so that you can always like have it right by the stove. Like I'm going to keep it right by the stove.
The deal is, and I'm going to make sure to put in this order before this episode releases in the off chance I accidentally convince other people to order it before I have a chance to. So Melissa didn't order it because with the shipping fee, it's a minimum of 4 bottles to order. And she wanted to give me the opportunity to browse and pick a couple other ones that, since they've got that particular meadery has a wider variety, and neither of us are super into mead or have been in the past. So this is definitely I don't know where to begin, but this is going to give me a chance to. You should talk
to our listener and friend of the show, Joe Braga. She loves mead. I think our friend and supporter Noah from Barnaul Cello might also like mead, but I don't.
Yeah. I might hit him up, but
I'll say like for some reason, like there's a lot of beautiful friendships that have happened because like of this podcast. But I think for some reason Noah and Joe's is I think just my favorite.
It is pretty cute. And then the other thing is art. It's in a frame.
It looks like music art.
And this is, oh my goodness.
Reflecting terribly.
It is reflecting terribly. There we go. That's less reflective. This is Taylor Adams' work.
I was about to say that's Taylor's.
So this is one of
from oh gosh, I have their pedal over here somewhere.
Deep Space Devices.
Yeah, I was just hoping that it was closer so I could grab it, but yeah, Deep Space Devices. Yes, and he's one of your artists at Fox Cairo.
Yeah, he's a artist we've partnered up with. And he's done a couple of toppers already, and they look phenomenal. He just does impeccable work. I've been a fan of his work for a while. Getting him to work with Fox Cairo has been a dream, but getting to having family members think to order this and put it in a frame for me, I'm really, really touched. It means a lot.
Oh, I got to get something because I got it. So, we did a Secret Santa and you already shared your gift, and I accidentally opened one of mine, not because I just open everything that comes to the house because I'm the only one who opens the mail, and that's just how our dynamic is. Don't judge me.
I will anyways.
I got the Raspberry Beret Prince Funko Pop from Jim, the Patreon supporter. And
nice.
This is the one I've been unable to find.
Aw.
Like in the Funko Pop store. And he also got me this Where's Prince? Where's Waldo? And he said it took him 45 minutes to do it. And I wish I had thought to take it over for Christmas, but I don't know if my niece would have been into it. She's like very, oh my gosh, it looks like there's Janelle Monáe in this also. I bet there are some fun cameos in this book.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I always loved Where's Waldo kind of stuff. It's like sometimes you're like, which Prince is it going to be? I mean, that might technically be Prince. Oh, there he is. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. Just one of the many fun things we do with our Patreon supporters. Why are you making that face?
I'm just listening.
All right. One of the many perks of being a supporter at patreon.com/getoffset is access to our Patreon-only Discord. And we try to do fun things. We did a Secret Santa that had like a $25 range. And it's been really cool to see what people have been able to come up with for $25. And I think the big thing is like, we're like, it doesn't have to be gear related. Honestly, kind of more fun if it's not. So sure. I was really glad for that. And then I did the Secret Santa with the Inner Circle for Six Cycle Hum, and I got Aaron's Quaker Devices Space Spiral, which is
cool.
From also Patreon supporter Philip Carter.
Yay.
Everybody's getting shout out today. So I've wanted this since it came out, and it came out right after I started getting into pedals, and I just kind of never had the time to, or like it just didn't quite. I forgot to buy it.
Now, if I wasn't judging you before, I am now. Yeah.
Because I forgot to buy one of like the 5,000 pedals in existence that I wanted.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
I am judging you now.
All right. Judge away. Judge away. Judge away.
But seriously though, last call, $1 a month. Get in on the hype train. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Use some of that Christmas money to get you started. Just like $1 a month. That's all you need.
And you're grandfathered in for Discord access or whatever, wherever our secret chat lives, access for as long as you're a supporter of the show. January 1st, I'm changing that back to the $5 a month support level.
Yeah, why am I telling people that they need to get in now if I should just like wait a week because I want the money?
because you're a good person and you just want people to be like invited to the party. Well,
that's very sweet and overly generous assessment of how sweet I am. I totally forgot. I got a Levi denim jacket.
Oh, I love my Levi's denim jackets.
I have pins and patches that I've slowly been accumulating for a while, and I need to start tracking them down the various bins that they're in and start attaching them.
Don't make the mistake I make. Don't put anything on like your strap shoulder part. You can put it on the lapel. But like I have one jacket that I'm like, oh, I can't play guitar with this because I have like a bunch of pens right there, and I'm like,
gotcha.
I don't really feel like taking them off.
That is good advice.
I'm full of it.
I just got a 1981 pin.
Those are cute.
Is it going to focus?
It's trying. Abort. It focused enough. It's small.
Sponsors this week.
This week's episode of the Get Offset podcast is sponsored by DistroKid. For
podcast.
Don't make fun of my stutter.
I wasn't making fun of you. I'm doing it too. So it's not as conspicuous. Is that not how that works?
No. So for $19.99 a year, DistroKid allows you to release as much music as you want on the internet to places like Tidal, Spotify, Napster, Apple Music, I think TikTok. You can submit for Twitch soundtrack, and all these other ways that you can, get your music out there and get paid to do so. If you use the code in the video description or the show notes, you'll save an additional 7% on your first year of DistroKid. And it's a great and easy way to support the podcast and save money, because we do get a little bit of money back when you use that link to sign up. So thank you to everyone who's used that link so far. I personally use DistroKid. I moved all my music over there from TuneCore. I'm very happy to be saving like $30 a year. And I really like the additional features that DistroKid, in fact, has. So,
and you could save even more money by using the affiliate link.
I literally said that.
Yeah, I'm saying it to reinforce it. Okay. What's wrong with repeating? It's good information. Don't people want to know that they could save more money?
Well, I will say I'm just used to saying, I know I just said that because of all the business meetings I've been in where I've said something and then everyone's not responded. And then a guy said it and everyone's like, great idea, Mark. I just said that.
Well, DistroKid, you could save 7% or more in 7 minutes or less.
I think it takes it doesn't take that long to upload your music. So I mean,
that should be the new slogan for the affiliate link. Use the Get Offset
Geico
affiliate.
Wouldn't sue them at all. Geico wouldn't sue them at all.
No, we're just gonna do it because Geico won't sue us.
DistroKid.com/VIP/get offset.
Save 7% or more, which really just means save 7%. It's just a flat 7%. It's a catchy logo or slogan or whatever. Save 7% in 7 minutes or less. How about that? Wow. Now we're cooking with propane.
Sweet Lord.
Speaking of propane or butane, I got a bright orange Zippo for Christmas.
Excellent. This week's episode of Get Offset is also sponsored by Partscaster Concierge, Gary Cooper from Partscaster Concierge. Andrew really likes his enclosures.
This is my chance to redeem myself. I was going to start off by saying he makes really great Partscaster bodies, routed custom for you to your specs. And I have had more pleasant conversations with him than I have with anyone at other potential competition in the business.
Have you ever had a long conversation with somebody from Warmouth? I have not.
No, but that's my point, is I've had more positive conversations with Partscaster Concierge.
His prices are a lot better than Warmouth is what my
prices are better.
For the custom stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for the custom stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
again, I need Christmas money. It's that time of the year, Christmas money, and then here's the playbook. So you get a body for Christmas money, and when tax returns come around, you're like, well, I've got these tax returns, and I've got a guitar body with nothing in it. I guess I need to do something with this, and then it's like back to back.
What if it was just a stimulus check?
I mean, you could.
I think you could finish that body with $600.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Preferably 2,000. Courtesy of Comrade Donald. As if it was his idea. Moving on.
I love your descent into NGAFs. Like, you started this podcast. I'm so proud of you. You started this podcast and you wanted to be like that mid-level kind of like balancing thing, and now you're
fair.
like,
it's called fair. It's called fair and balanced. Okay, Emily. I just got the most incredible death stare. That means I've succeeded.
From me or from someone else in your home?
From you.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Also, you said that before. Aren't you feeling brave?
There's not actually fluid in it yet, so I don't want to actually burn out the wick.
I saw the sparks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got.
Just leans back in chair, lights up his cigarette. All right. Well, where were we?
We were talking about the dumpster fire of 2020.
Oh no, we were actually talking about Partscaster Concierge. They're a sponsor. Right. Go check out their website. Go buy something. You deserve it. I believe in you.
I'm really excited about that. I know I have all the parts for the RD body. I have everything I need to finish it. I'm just like, I'm very tired. I need to take a week off of work, I think, just in general at some point, and just
vacations are good and healthy and normal and recommended. Unofficial sponsor. Big Ear Pedals. I feel so bad. So Grant and Karen sent us these t-shirts after the episode that they were on last month. Or was it the beginning of this month?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Sometime vaguely within the last 6 weeks. They sent us the t-shirts after the episode. And I was like, this is super awesome. And I meant to take a photo. And I remember wearing the t-shirt. I'm like, I'm going to get a photo. And then I just never got to a photo before the end of the day. T-shirt went into the laundry. In this household, I don't typically manage laundry duty. And I have been looking for the shirt. And I didn't want to be rude. Like, hey, Melissa, where's that shirt? Because I really want to wear it for a photo. I want to wear it for a selfie. Because I, want to thank Grant and Karen by posting selfies of myself, as if that's not vain.
My selfies. A selfie of myself is redundant. That's what a selfie is.
Well, no big MBD. Anyways, I didn't want to be rude because I'd be like, hey, Melissa, I know you work really hard and with doing laundry and all that, but you lost one of my shirts. Like, that probably wouldn't be the most fair thing to say. So I've just been trying to look for it.
That's a surefire way for you to be in charge of laundry for forever, because Rick learned that one the hard way. I
found the shirt this morning, so I'm very excited to be wearing it on the podcast, and I should probably take a selfie after this. Obligatory selfie of myself to post and to tag Grant and Karen and to say a huge thank you.
I've been wearing mine a lot because it's disgustingly comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
I almost wore it for this episode. Unintentionally matching from different parts of Seattle.
Yeah.
It's great. So, we were going to talk about this year.
2020. I don't know. Is there really much to talk about other than we can all just collectively agree that it's a wash?
Do you remember what your resolutions were?
No.
I can tell you, this year, how I thought I would play out is I thought I would lose more weight than I lost. I thought I would go on tour with my band, that we'd release a record
sort of
and then go on tour. I mean, and we did a weekender in Texas. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I'm really glad and grateful to have done it.
Isn't that called a bender?
I was going to see the Hold Steady a bunch of times. I actually did write down the things I wanted to do this year. And I did more, looking back on the things, I did more than I thought I would have done. I wanted to get the channel monetized, get Offset's YouTube channel, demo channel monetized, and I did that. I, wanted to grow that, and that was kind of a big thing I wanted to do in 2020. So at least I was able to focus on that more than I probably otherwise would have been able to. So that's great, and I'm really thankful for all the people who tuned in, who liked, subscribed, watched, who left mean comments, to which I said, thanks for watching. That's my technique.
I just started to say thanks for understanding out of just sheer
muscle memory.
I don't know if the mic caught it, but the vowel, the consonants formed in my mouth and air was moved. No, I think goals for this year were to play more guitar, which shockingly I've managed to play less. Lose some more weight, and I've instead gained weight. but that's because the gym shut down. I mean, is that really my fault? I was actually going to the gym like 2 times a week. But
me too. Well, 3 or 4. I was going to the gym a lot, and then my gym shut down.
And I wanted to build Fox Cairo as a business, which that I've actually done a decent job of.
1 out of 3 ain't bad in 2020, dude.
1 out of 3 is not bad, but no, my very loose sales goals have been blown out of the water. My very loose social media goals haven't quite been met yet, but is what it is. And
I've been so bad about Instagram. I've just been so bad about it.
Fox Cairo is a bona fide, legit registered business now, which is
congratulations.
We're just not going to talk about the fact that it was okay. I don't have to feel bad about that because I wasn't making enough for it to not be a hobby previously. Before it was very clearly a hobby, and now it's definitely turning into a business, which I'm pretty excited about.
I think someone from Shark Tank says if it's 3 years and you haven't turned a profit yet, it's not a business, it's a hobby. Yeah. I think that's Kevin from what is that dude's last name?
Mr. Wonderful?
From Shark Tank. Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Yep. I don't remember his last name.
Kevin O'Leary.
I have no idea what makes him qualified to be up there other than having money. I don't know much about him. I probably should.
He started like an enormous software company.
Yeah,
and he sold it for $1 billion or something like that. So yeah, he started a business, software. He's a software guy, and he also is a wine snob. And like, I don't know much.
Look,
I don't know much.
He's called Mr. Wonderful as an ironic statement to him, just really leaning into the Simon Cowell light. I'm a prick on this reality TV show.
Well, I think Barbara from Shark Tank is the one who sarcastically started calling him Mr. Wonderful, and now he's like, yeah. All right, maybe you'll be on Shark Tank someday. And they're going to be like, what the hell is this? Who needs this?
All right, look, guys, it glows in the dark, and it's for pedal thingies for your feet.
And they're going to be like, what? No.
Yeah, I'll take $1.5 million for
there's been a lot of stuff.
Steak.
There's been a lot of value your company at $30 billion. That was nice. Or $3 billion, I don't know.
Well, guys, take it or leave it. I know what I have.
I will say there are some things that they passed on that they should not have passed on.
Well, sure,
but
and they've definitely taken things that they shouldn't have taken.
And they've also ruined things that they have taken. I'm looking at you, Barbara, and Tom and Chi.
Now I'm just imagining if Shark Tank contestants were inspired by Gear Talk classifieds.
like overvaluing.
Overvaluing, I know what I have, take it or leave it. Mint conditions, clearly not.
I took the Squire Affinity and I put $500 pickups in it. So now this guitar is $700. It's like, no.
But then by the time you factor in my labor and the sentimental value, because this is my grandpa's guitar, which is why I'm selling it, it's clearly worth $1,500 for a 4% stake in my company.
$1,500 for a 4% stake actually sounds, like not unreasonable.
Yeah, but if my company is a Epiphone that's modded out, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. I got you. Oops.
No need to disparage my actual company. Jeez. I think that could be fun. I feel like that needs to be like an SNL. I feel like the gear community.
I'm sure it's been.
What the gear community really needs in 2021 is an SNL spinoff that's just purely gear related. And we'll call it the Gear Fun. Emily's staring blankly at the camera. She doesn't know what to do with that.
I think that we should get Band Meme 666. And
I messaged them like 8 times, and they just always they do the whole it gets read, no response, and then I just delete it and then send another one.
Well, you're the only one who sees when it gets deleted, dude.
I don't know if I actually did that for that particular person. I may have done that to other people, but anyways.
Or what's the other one? The Chibson.
Chibson, I actually have his card over here, and he asked me to reach out to him when I met him. We
want
hung
to do
out.
Sketch comedy, Chibson. We have no experience.
I'm not going to show you the other side because I've been asked not to explicitly. But yeah, we actually hung out at the Earthquaker party at NAMM and got a little drunk together. And at that point in time, we had talked about doing some stuff together. And I keep meaning to reach out.
Remember getting drunk with strangers?
That was so much fun. Seriously, the Earthquaker party was great. It was just like they were cranking loud music. Everyone was just full of pizza and beer and booze, and it was great. Everyone hanging out, mixing in the room. And I can't, if I had known what 2020 was going to turn into, I might have been even a little bit more outgoing.
Yeah. No, if I had known, I would have gone to NAMM because I had the time. I was
outgoing enough to play the Durst Burst, though. Like,
there are no pictures of that, are there?
Oh, there are. There's pictures of that, and there's he's got like a video up on his Instagram of him like giving it to Fred Durst and all that.
Amazing. No of you playing it.
Oh no, there's no video evidence of that. You just have to trust that I'm remembering what happened that evening correctly, despite my alcohol intake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I should be a lawyer. I'm so convincing.
Dude, it's been a year, and I know that just because like it's going to be 2021 doesn't mean all of our problems are going to go away or anything like that. But I think that like there's some hope on the horizon. Like if people take these vaccines, I think we could have live music back by like late summer is what people are saying now. We could start to get back to some normalcy. But I will absolutely miss my husband being at home with me all the time because that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
You're going to miss working from home?
To a degree. I miss working in the office, but I don't know if I want to go back, 5 days a week. I'm in the office 4 days this upcoming week.
Oof.
So it's not like I haven't been in the office. I've definitely had like a mix. Some weeks I'm in several days a week. Some weeks I'm completely from home. It's entirely dependent on business needs this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What I do know is of all of the things I miss, I think one of the things I'm most looking forward to, honestly, is just going to a bar with a group of my friends and just hanging out for 3 hours and like, not necessarily like just like bringing the house down, but just in the booth in the corner, just sipping on our drinks, telling stories and jokes and discussing religion and philosophy and politics and all of that. And just, I miss that, just to sit there and just solve all the world's problems over 3 or 4 drinks.
I miss nasty green rooms and the nasty hummus. I miss live music. I miss playing shows.
That's the next thing I would miss for sure is live music.
That's my number one thing I miss is live music. Like a lot. I miss seeing it. I miss being a part of it. I miss meeting people. I miss traveling so much. Oh
yeah, I've definitely got tentative travel plans, hopefully for the fall.
Yeah. Oh, I just seeing new places is like, I just think the best.
Oh, and I miss being able to tell jokes when I think of them instead of like, oh, I just have a really great joke. I have to wait till next Tuesday before I'm seeing another human that I can tell. Just like I gotta hold it all up here.
Yeah, it's like
maybe everyone should avoid me for the first couple of weeks after this all is over and just let someone else, like some poor innocent strangers, just allow me to word vomit all of the jokes that I've got.
I mean, I think I've really not realized how much I miss like hanging out and talking to people who aren't like in my immediate bubble. Like when I would do before, the weather got nasty, sometimes my band would hang out and we'd like get dinner and we'd sit like far-ish away from each other. Or when we were rehearsing for a couple of live stream gigs that we had. And just like being in a room with people outside of your immediate bubble, you're like, I love the people in my immediate bubble more than anything. Like they are the most, like Rick is the most important human in my life. Basically, I love being with him all the time, but it's not natural. It's not natural to not for humans to not have interactions with a larger community.
Yeah, I definitely miss people.
Yeah. I miss people touching people that they don't even know at live shows.
Right.
The crowd for really big
just
shows.
Like put your arm over some stranger's shoulder and sway back and forth with your phones in the air.
I just remember being at an Adrian Linker concert and just starting bawling because I just gotten some really bad news right before we walked into like the saddest concert you can go into, and then just someone pulling me in and like putting their arm around me. I'm just like sitting in the back of the venue just bawling. Like, who is this? I don't care. I leaned into it. That was after I got angrily told some guys who were, it was like an acoustic show and we were all kind of like standing around there. These guys behind me who are like making fun of somebody and they're like, oh, when he's done, you want to go to the bar and get a drink? And I turn around like, just leave now because you're being assholes. Get out, go. He's doing his music. He's doing his best. You're not doing anything. Leave. And they left. And then I don't want to say like, and then people clapped, but like I got some nods, I was like, and then later,
it's the nod of like, I approve of what you did, but I can't actually approve because it wasn't technically socially acceptable.
I was definitely, they were young. I was like very firm kind of mom voice, leave now because you're being rude kind of thing. Yeah. I
stare at them quietly. Do you know how many ways I could kill you with a toothbrush?
I could not. I don't think I could have taken these guys in a fight. To be honest, they were pretty big. But
that's why I say toothbrush, just because it's unexpected. They don't expect, and you just silently stare and scowl, and then they just have to start imagining I don't even know how I would begin to kill someone with a toothbrush. That's not the point. Oh, that is the point. Rather, is that, anyways.
Well, obviously, you sharpen it into a point at the end.
That sounds like effort.
What?
That sounds.
It does sound like effort. Listen, it takes effort to turn a toothbrush into a deadly weapon. They give it to children. That's what they give to children. No, I don't miss people being rude assholes at shows, but listen, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where someone's talking at a show and shooting them a dirty look did anything.
Right.
Never. You have to just be firm. Say, you're being really rude. Would you please leave if you're going to like try to talk through this acoustic set and make fun of it? Actually, just don't ever make fun of musicians on stage. They're doing something that you're not doing. So I just got really angry.
I can't agree to that as a blank statement, but as a generic probably statement, sure.
Listen, someone went on tour to play the Vera Project because they wanted to do an all ages show somewhere. And Adrian Linker thinks they're good. So they're probably better than you guys who are talking behind me.
Yeah. No. Again, just disparaging me unnecessarily, uncalled for.
You know what? That's fine.
I have a lot of hope for 2021. That hope has nothing to do with hoping that you'll stop disparaging me so much. But I don't want to like get anyone's hopes up because I don't think it's going to be like a perfect year necessarily, but I'm hoping for like a transition year of better than the last.
Better than the last 4.
Better than the last is kind of just like a big step in the right direction. I'm getting the strong vibes of it's going to be a step in a better direction as opposed to last year. Like one of those like night is darkest just before the dawn kind of deals. It's like 2016 was bad, then 2017, then 2018, then 2019, then 2020. It feels like the last few years of New Year's Eve's, like I'm just sitting there at midnight going, well, this one's better than the last one, and just being horribly disappointed year after year.
We played
it couldn't be worse than last year.
Oh my God. We played a show on New Year's Eve and I've just remembered that. Like such optimism. Like we had so much on the book for the first quarter of like shows and tours and stuff. And that just, we got a good 2 months in before it all went to pot.
Right. Yeah. I think the trick is this year. If we all want to, jinx this, cause that's how the world works, is we're all going to say collectively next year could be worse. And then just because technically there's always a way for it to be worse next year. So if we acknowledge that, then it's just like the vibes of the unit. I don't know.
If you acknowledge it, it's like the worst has already happened. It's like someone I think.
No, if you say the worst has already happened.
But it has already happened. Like so, because the anxiety in your brain of things that are potentially coming, like it's already happened. It's already affected you is what I mean. It's not already physically happened, but if you have like bad anxiety, it's all already happened. It's all already affected you. If you like worry about losing your job and then you finally lose your job, it's like the worst. It's already happened.
So you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Emily has said next year can't get any worse, and when it does get worse, you get to blame her this year, because this year everyone's blamed me for all the bad things that have happened.
I'm just saying that like the things that you worry about, they've already happened because you're already letting them happen. I know it sounds like really woo-woo, but like I need to think the things that I need to think to survive. I have
I'm totally with you.
Atrocious anxiety.
No,
so like
I'm just trying to selfishly flip the script here. That's all.
Like I think about my cat dying and how devastated I would be, and I'm like, it's already happened because I've already felt that devastation. Does that make sense?
That is one way to look at it, certainly, and I don't disagree necessarily from religious and philosophical perspective.
That's already happened? How many times have you heard like somebody with a long-term illness died and people say it was kind of like it's over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's already happened. I'm not saying it's literally already happened, Andrew.
Man, I was trying to get all like positive for 2020, and now I'm thinking about cancer.
Wow.
Thanks.
You know what? That's just the state of the world.
Hey, so 2021 is going to be a great year. Yeah, but
we just need to take it one day at a time. We can't put a new year on a pedestal. We can be hopeful. I think it's healthy to be hopeful and good to be hopeful. But I also, you can't make it like too lofty. You can't put it on a pedestal because that's just
terrible motivational speakers.
Humans love compartmentalizing things and being this is bad because in 2020. But the thing is, time doesn't really exist. It's a bit of a social construct. Like, yes, the days turn. We rotate on our axis and we move around the sun. I just visualized that for everybody listening at home.
Right.
But like the idea of years in like a meaningful way, other than to like benchmark stuff, social construct, not real. We've been saying that all year, Andrew. Time isn't real. So why are we putting hopes on 2021? I'm so tired.
Could be worse. I really hope it isn't. Yeah, especially, I think the second half is going to be lit, especially since like, my birthday's in the second half of 2021. So I'll be turning 27.
So there will be good things and there will be bad things. And let's just try to appreciate the good things. And, the bad things are going to.
I wasn't planning on day drinking, but maybe when we're done recording this, I'm just going to go.
I got so much like we got a bottle of sparkling. We got a couple bottles of red for Christmas. So yeah.
I got a bottle of scotch for Christmas, and now I just kind of want to go sit in the corner and watch Bob Ross and drink that all day.
We gave all of the adults at our Christmas event, which was just basically like we are all in the same bubble at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's called a pod.
Literally none of us go out, so we're all like we only ever see each other pretty much. I told Rick to go get some gin, some tonic, and some limes to do like a gin and tonic pack because I know all the adults like gin and tonics. Sure. Rick is an angel, and he went out and bought Hendrick's gin, a bottle of Hendrick's gin for every adult at this party. That is like, I don't think he knew how much more expensive it is than Big Gin, which is what we usually buy.
Right.
But everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And I saw him bring it. I'm like, "Oh my god, Rick!" I'm like, oh, "Wow!" Like I would have said
that is some big PP attitude right there.
Pokemon PowerPoints. Some big Rick energy. If you think I've never said that before, I've said that for 9 years. Some big Rick energy. Rick does have big Rick energy.
I can't stop laughing.
I can make jokes about this with a straight face for as long as you need me to.
I wasn't ready for that. I believe that that's not the first time you've said that, but oh my God. That was the first time I've heard it. Jeez.
That's what I keep in my pocket, honestly. There are a few I keep in my pocket, and that's like front center. That's not the back pocket. That's like the right pocket.
Yeah,
I'm like, ah,
all right.
Feel free to use it.
I will make sure to use.
It works really well with Mix, and that's about it. It works better with Rick.
That's pretty good.
Nickname. Dick name. Sorry. Listen, I've hung out with a lot of dudes for a long time.
I wasn't ready for that. That hit me out of left field.
That was not the first time I've broken you on this podcast like that. I forget what the other one was, but it probably was a dirty innuendo joke too.
Probably, yeah.
It's just like when you deliver them with a straight face, that's when they're effective. If you're laughing while you do it, it's probably not as effective.
Which is where I fail in comedy entirely. Because unfortunately, I think that I'm also funny.
It's like the number one rule of telling a joke is don't laugh at your own joke.
Right.
Unless everybody's laughing together already, then it's probably fine.
Yeah, but I am the joke and I laugh at myself. So
laughing at myself. That's not how that melody goes.
Well, everyone, you need more laughter this year. Lord knows I need it. Yep.
I like the Dave Chappelle special. I laughed at that.
That was pretty good. Dave Chappelle is an excellent human being, I believe.
I feel like he really toes the line between like this is really offensive and also like punching up still.
I think he's intentionally offensive and I think it's good sometimes.
The thing is, I don't even know if some of it's like offensive. I think he really does like the better job than anybody else of saying things that like should be extremely offensive, but for some reason it doesn't feel like punching down. It's just like it's more like acknowledgement of something.
Yeah.
Like I know he's told jokes that people in the transgendered people don't like, but he does address that a little bit. He's like, hey, I wouldn't like it either. Kind of thing. But he addresses that, I think, in his newest special, and maybe the thing he did with David Letterman. By the way, the Lizzo David Letterman episode, very good.
I might have to check that out.
You should. Oh, well.
Final thing. 2021 will be a great year because there's more Star Wars content coming out. Yep.
It's too much Star Wars.
No such thing. Star Wars, here's the thing with Star Wars as a franchise is you get out of Star Wars what you want to get out of it. So if you only want to watch the movies, that's a relatively low effort into things. And that's what you're going to get out is a relatively low payout. I'm not saying this is right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying this is the way it is. Now, if you want to get into the lore, into the rest of the TV shows, now that's some significant hours and a whole lot of characters to keep track of. And it's really building this whole universe. But the payoff on that, excellent. Now, if you want to get it even deeper and start digging into the extended universe stuff and start like really delving, there's just so much to get into. And it's what you make of it. It's really all there is to it.
That could be said about superhero movies. Everyone's crapping on the new Wonder Woman. It was campy and it was cheesy and it wasn't like cinematic art. I watched it yesterday. I'm like, that was fun. I think that's all you can ask for from a superhero movie.
I haven't watched it yet, but so far the feedback I've heard is this is why Pedro Pascal should wear a helmet for most of his acting career.
Oh, I thought he did fine with what he was given. I
haven't seen it, so I just that is something that I saw. I'm like, oh. I also could just be interpreting that as an acting job and not a he's ugly job, and And it's possible that someone just doesn't find him attractive, which I have no comment on as a married straight white male.
He's fine. Like, he's very, I think he's categorically a good looking person. He's not Chris Pine.
He's probably an 8.
I was literally going to say, I think he's like an 8. Yeah. I think he's like, if I saw him like at a party and he wasn't famous, I'd be like, that's probably one of the more attractive humans at this party.
Well, on that note, happy 2020 and an even happier 2021.
Happy 2020.
Yeah.
All right.
We're just going to...
Should all acquaintance be forgotten, never brought to mind? Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying that in the sense of like, I'm saying happy 2020 to like almost be ironic, you know? Because it hasn't been a happy 2020, but it's like saying happy funeral, you know? Like it just sounds weird to say.
Eat a bag of thanks for watching and thanks for understanding.
My name is Andrew and we'll be in 2021.
I've been Emily.
Thank you for putting up with us this year.
Right now. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. This has been one of the better parts of the year.
Indeed.
And this is Michelle. Goodbye.